Hello, everybody. It is 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which means it's time for the Great Service Comeback. I'm Tony Johnson, your customer experience leader. I have to tell you, I know that in this day and age, when there are so many people talking about so many different things, I don't know about you, sometimes it's hard to know who to believe. And so that you all would trust me and come in, basically into my living room every single day here at the IgniteYourService.com studios to talk about customer service, to talk about leadership, to talk about team engagement. That means the world to me. So thank you so much for taking the time to tune in. I was at a restaurant today, and if you've ever done this, you've gone into a restaurant, any kind of business, and maybe you asked for something that was just a little bit beyond the standard, something either a little bit more, a little bit different. You needed the team to call an audible for you. You ever had them choke? They choked on me today. The customer service associate had no idea what he was supposed to do with my request, really didn't know what to do about it, ended up having to go to get a manager, took forever, and you could tell that that team member had not been empowered to really take that next step and to own his dirt. So that's what I want to talk about today. It really inspired me today. I had a different topic, but I'll push that to another day because I think empowerment is going to be so very important, because as we go into this new unknown, as we go into this new level of service, as we welcome customers and guests and your consumers back into your business, there's going to be a lot of audibles that need to be called. Things aren't going to always go to plan, and your team's going to need to know what to do. And empowerment's a scary thing. Too often leaders don't empower, either because they can't bear to let go of any power themselves, that old school leadership philosophy, or they can't trust, or they don't want to train, or they don't know what's going to happen. But if you don't empower your team, then you're going to have to be there every single moment of every single day. What's the fun in that? So I think there's 4 pieces that are really important to empowerment. But before we talk about those, I want to talk about the so what. Why should we do this? Well, the first piece, it reduces customer friction. I had a whole lot of friction with my restaurant experience today because someone couldn't make a decision on his own without going and talking to his boss. So it'll make things easier on your customers. That's number 1. Number 2, it's going to improve your team engagement. When you have that level of trust and training where you can empower team members to make decisions on their own, you're going to find that that's going to deepen their engagement and their loyalty. It's going to be more fun for them to work there because they're a part of the equation. So that's the second piece. And then the third piece, it lifts quality. It's going to make your quality better because you have more people who can, quote unquote, pull the cord. And that's an old saying that comes from assembly lines, where someone, if they spotted a defect, anybody on that assembly line had the power to pull a cord and stop the entire assembly line because he or she had spotted a defect. So I think it's very important that everyone has that power to say, no, that's not good enough. And when they do, I promise you, they will use it judiciously, but they will also do it in a way that will improve your overall quality for your customers. So that's an outstanding outcome. So the 4 pieces I want to talk to you about when it comes to empowering your team. The first is they have to feel valued. If you're going to empower your team, they have to know that you value them as a part of the organization, that they feel that you are in it with them, that you are a leader worth following, and that the organization has their best interest at heart. So they have to feel valued. Number 2, they have to be trained. Now, this is an important part of empowerment because you can't just say, hey, Mr. Team Member, Miss Team Member, go do your thing. You've got to train them. You've got to role play with them. You've got to play what if to the nth degree, kind of let them in on your decision-making process so that they know exactly how you make decisions so that they can then replicate that decision-making process. So well-trained employees are much easier to empower. The third, they have to feel supported. And this is, if you have ever had someone make a decision, or maybe you've made it yourself, and a leader has come out and overruled that person in front of a customer or in front of another team member, well, that sure doesn't feel good. And it doesn't set up an environment where people feel that they've got you've got their back. So, this support piece is so very key, because they have to know that if they make a decision and they do it to the very best of their ability, that you're going to be there for them. And then finally, they have to know that you trust them. They have to know that you trust them, that you have imparted that trust to make decisions because you've trained them, you've valued them, you've role-played it with them, and now they are ready to go out and take action. But they have to know that you trust them. And so that's the other part. Trust is so hard sometimes for leaders to really give away. But I'll give you a little tip. If you don't feel just a little scared about the level of empowerment that you have given your teams, then you probably haven't empowered anybody. So that's my trick. If it feels a little bit uncomfortable, if it feels a little bit different, chances are you are starting down that empowerment pipeline. And again, it is the best possible way to grow team engagement and customer success by empowering your team to make decisions, to execute service recovery, and then following up with you afterwards and making sure that you know what they did so you can coach them, you can give them some feedback on that. But it's very important that they know you trust them to make those decisions. Now, I am in this with you. We are here every day at 5:30 for the Great Service Comeback. And if you have not followed me on my social channels, I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook. You can actually dial me up at igniteyourservice.com/comeback. Or if you're looking for the checklist, igniteyourservice.com/checklist for the Great Opening Comeback checklist that you'll need to really just nail it when it comes to reopening as the whole economy jump starts and gets back to normal. So check out those resources. You can also dial up my book, Together We Serve, on Amazon. I've got it on ebook. I've got it on audiobook. You can actually get a paperback copy if you like it. So all of those things are available to you, or just reach out. Shoot me an email at tony@igniteyourservice.com and we can work together, because it's going to take a village to make sure that we are all delivering for our customers, for our clients, and that we keep our teams safe and engaged and, wait for it, empowered throughout this journey. Until next time, I'm Tony Johnson, your customer experience leader. Please like and share and subscribe and tell all your friends about this daily 5:30 live event so that we can all learn together. See you tomorrow. Have a great night.